If you're a classical musician and you've ever looked at a lead sheet and thought, I'm playing exactly what's written, so why does it sound nothing like the recording? You're not doing anything wrong. This confusion is completely normal. Today, I want to explain what a lead sheet actually is, why it doesn't sound the way that you would expect, and how to read it if you come from a classical background. Welcome to the Jazz Improv Institute. My name is Shannon Gunn. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. In classical music, we're trained with a very clear rule. If it's written down, you play it exactly as written. A lead sheet works on the exact opposite assumption. A lead sheet is not a performance document, or at least it's not supposed to be. It's not telling you what to play. It's telling you what's possible. A lead sheet usually contains only three things: the melody, chords, and form. That's it. No articulations, no dynamics, no phrasing, and the rhythms are often incorrect, especially for the American songbook. No accompaniment, and that's on purpose. A lead sheet is a roadmap, not a script. This is usually where classical musicians might get frustrated. You listen to the recording and you think, that's not on the page. And then you're right, because in jazz, the page is not the performance. The performance comes from the style, time feel, interpretation, tradition, and listening. The lead sheet simply tells everyone, here's the tune we're playing, here's the basic harmony, now let's make music. The melody on a lead sheet is a reference point. It is often simplified, rhythmically neutral, written to fit on one page, and sometimes not even the version most people play. In jazz, the melody is more like the idea of the tune, not the final version. That's why two jazz musicians can play the same tune from the same lead sheet and sound completely different, and both are correct. To demonstrate this, I want you to listen to an example. Do a Google search for All of Me PDF or All of Me lead sheet. Just look at the picture of it on the Google images. Then I also want you to pull up Billie Holiday's performance of All of Me. Spell it Billie. You can search for it on YouTube. And then I want you to listen to how she sings. There's a little intro, and then I want you to listen to how she sings that tune and compare it to the lead sheet. Are the notes the same? Is the rhythm the same? No, it's totally different, but yet it's the same tune. And this is the artistry that she had in jazz. Chord symbols are where improvisation begins. They are not instructions to play exact notes. They tell you the harmonic function, the color of the moment, and the emotional flavor. When you see something like C major 7, it doesn't mean you can only play those four notes. It means you're in a major sound world. Jazz musicians use that information to outline guide tones, create lines, imply extensions, reharmonize on the spot, and respond to the rhythm section. The lead sheet doesn't tell you what to play, it tells you what world you're in. Classical musicians often ask, where are the articulations? Where's the swing marking? Where's the phrasing? In jazz, time feel is learned by listening, or learned best by listening, not by notation. Swing cannot truly be written down. Neither can feel, placement, pocket, or style. That's why jazz education always begins with listening to a definitive recording. The recording teaches you what the page cannot, and that's where it's really helpful to have a mentor. Here's the jazz order of operations. First, listen. Second, absorb the style. Third, learn the melody by ear. And then, look at the lead sheet. The lead sheet confirms what you already hear. It does not create the music. Think of it this way. If classical sheet music is a novel, a lead sheet is a screenplay. It gives you the characters, the plot, and the structure, but the performance is created in real time. If you come from a classical background and lead sheets feel confusing or incomplete, that doesn't mean you're behind. It just means you're learning a new musical language. And just like learning a spoken language, you don't start by reading novels. You start by listening, imitating, and then creating. That is jazz. If you'd like help bridging the gap between classical training and jazz improvisation, especially learning how to interpret lead sheets instead of feeling confused by them, that's exactly what we work on inside the Jazz Improv Institute community. You don't need to unlearn classical music, you just need to learn how to translate it. I hope that's helpful.